what is going on here on this kind of return broadcast? I'm pressing button there you go. Goodness me. Now the mic's live and it's supposed to be live. That's a good start to this part. But earlier on, as you probably heard during our countdown and intro, I was so suspicious that the mic was live, hence you didn't hear anything too naughty, too involving four-letter words that shouldn't necessarily be broadcast, particularly on a public service broadcaster, you know, wherever you happen to be. You're not going to hear it, ideally. But yeah, it's been a bit mad here the last 10 minutes. Looking at the time though, we usually hear at 11 minutes past 11 p.m. local time here in England and the rest of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. But today, at this particular time, as we're live, that had to be delayed by approximately a further 11 minutes. So here we are, eventually. Let me just check. There's something I've definitely noticed here that isn't working as we would like it to be. Going to certainly have a bit of a challenge here looking for Mary of London has already answered my question for me indirectly, the one that I was asking myself. So without further ado, let me press that button there to say that the chat on the screen seems to be working, certainly on YouTube, and thank you for that, Mary. Mary was here. Oh, that's yes, not something that we'd expect as a first comment, but then that's the great thing when you don't have expectations, you see. It's always going to be interesting. Right, microphone was rustling around like anything before. How crazy that was. Right, are we all good now on the sound? I think we are, and on the video, and wherever you are, whatever you're doing, possibly sitting up right now, or before you head for some Z's and some sleep and rest, and prepare yourself for another day ahead tomorrow. But you might even be driving. That's often where one of our viewer listeners is, in their car, up and down the freeway or across left to right, east to west, depending on where they happen to be travelling to at the time. You could be, I don't know, on a bus, on the beach, just standing yourself, even in a shop store, standing yourself, listening to something and then thinking, hang on a minute, I just received a notification, gotta check it out, gotta check. Who's got at the moment? Let me just have a double check here, because we are certainly on. Oh, speak of the people, and I was actually correct, I didn't know who was here at all on Periscope. Where is the man? We are, yes, thank you very much, Patty. Brenda's chuckling away, maybe he will be dressed up. Notice it's not working though on the screen at the moment, whereas when we left this technology, if not the last broadcast or the one before, there were comments coming in from Periscope, and they were included here with the YouTube chat and the Facebook chat, and where it all should be on the screen. But at the moment, unfortunately, it does still seem to be some sort of, intermittent, although it's becoming fast a permanent problem. If you're not on YouTube, then your chat and your messages are not appearing there. I don't know why. Right now I couldn't even possibly begin to try and work out what the problem is, but never mind. That's something for the not too distant future, because these technological bugs, they're certainly frustrating when we test them out. As I think I mentioned a couple of broadcasts when I was in this position prior, right here, and I said that I tested everything out moments before going live and it was working, and the moment we did go live, it all fell apart. But hey, it could be worse, right? And I'll tell you what I just realised is, that's better. Right, okay, woohoo, good to see you too. Thank you very much. Background music. Please don't tell me the background music. No, it's not. I can see. That's why I was just taking time to pause to see that there is no, visually there's definitely no background music, unless you're hearing something from your radio there, or I don't know, maybe it's that sixth sense kicking in there. Who knows? Patty, Wisconsin. Can you see us? I can see one, Perry. I think we've verified that already now. Your music is still... I don't think it is. Right, press one. It's gone. It's gone now. I think you're referring. Yeah, thank you, Brenda, for that, because Jeff's there trying to keep sort of, up with us, really. How you doing there, Jeff? And good to see that you're all chatting together. That's what we like. Right, hey, no, where's your chat gone? Where's your chat? I think Mary was there. I think when she said Mary was here, she's probably gone over there now to Periscope, which means that chat isn't going to appear on the screen. So whichever platform you're watching on, it's always best at the moment while we just get through our teething problems, and well, we're just sort of just drifting along slowly but surely on these broadcasts for all good things, obviously in the future, not in the past, but there is certainly a plan, a loose plan at the moment. And for now, it is best if you're watching on Periscope because everything seems to be working tickety-boo there at the moment. It's got a music shut off when you popped in your name banner. If I just mime, it's probably better. Thank you, ladies and jelly spoons. How are we going to do this? Carefully. Hallelujah. There we go. Right. I think we're there. Until the next time the graphics change. No, I think we're good even if the graphics do change now. You see, what a performance, eh? What can we say? Listen, that's what happens, you see, when you haven't been here for a while. Right, I've got to figure this out, guys and girls. And I think it's... Okay, stand by. Quite bizarre, this. Quite bizarre, because clearly something's going on, right? And it's kind of frustrating me now. I think that's what music is back, says Brenda. Yes, and the trouble is, by the time you say the music's back, it's obviously not there anymore because I've kind of dealt with it. Do you follow? Sort of, see what I mean? And I'm just checking all the technology here. Obviously, not there. I can see what the problem is now. Right. Finally, we have chat. We have me, obviously, there. Oh, don't forget, please press the screen there gently on your mobile digital device if you're on Periscope. And then we will have some hearts appearing. And it will be quiet other than my voice. As you can see, finally, chat, no music. Right, you are under... Really? I guess that's often the case for someone like Matthew Kalkin and Peter Pearman when he's back. He should be back by now, I guess. He was travelling back to Australasia. Only recently did I receive that message, very recently, but I know by now. Peter, I hope you had a safe journey back to Western Australia and you had a great time in the United Kingdom, even, of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, while you were visiting the county of Essex, and I'm sure other places as well, which we'll hear about in due course. Yeah, JJ Crawl, what I think about others that aren't here right now, hello to you. Diva Dwarf, you're disappeared somewhere, but I'm sure you'll be back when you want to be. Along with, goodness me, Samantha, Rosie Samantha even, 1-4. I was about to say Samantha 1-4 instead of dropping the Rosie bit. Never mind. Yes, because we've dropped, oh goodness me, the number. Everything's going well today, tonight, this afternoon, this evening, whatever time you're watching on the replay. Don't forget to follow. What's been going on while I haven't been here, sort of, you know, in this particular spot with the background and all the technology. Has it been going good, people? Have you been having fun times? Tell me. Hi, everyone, says Brenda again. Hello, you just joined. Yeah, you're right there, Brenda. Thank you. It's a David Allen. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Well, there you are, you see. I do know why I didn't think about that myself. There's too much going on up here right now. And that's the last thing we needed, a David Allen moment. But there you are. That was absolutely a David Allen. I've just realised what I didn't do. Oh, no, I didn't do something. There's something I didn't do before this broadcast. Not to the end of the world. But I'll tell you what, not to worry. Tell you what we'll do, though, while I think about this now, is we need to head over to... something that I didn't sort of well, bring to your attention, I don't think, on one of the previous broadcasts about a week ago. So just to clarify, recently, someone sent a few bits and pieces across the Atlantic. Are you thinking now that it's frozen? Because it hasn't. I know it went very, very quiet. But we're back now with the sound. It's great, this one, isn't it, everyone? But anyhow, as you can see, someone sent across a stroopwafel. And that was, for those that don't remember or weren't here, Brenda. Oh, yes, a few items were shipped across from the United States of America to the United Kingdom. And a stroopwafel was enjoyed by myself, well, about a week ago now. Something like that, wasn't it? And I think I mentioned that already. But what I don't think I mentioned was that I looked at the other side of the packaging. And when I looked at the other side of the packaging, along with the ingredients and along with other bits and pieces such as the best before date, used by date and all, was where the thing was manufactured. Take a closer look, everyone. See what I saw? See what I identified? See what's on the packaging? The Netherlands. That's where apparently the product was manufactured, because you can just see a product made in Holland. Yeah? Okay. They are brilliant, these, let me tell you. Now that you're asking, as I read your chat there, this was so delicious. This waffle. Yeah, that thing. Very, very nice. Very, very tasty. But my point is where it's made. Holland. If it's made in Holland, it means that that particular packet, wherever it is, where is it now? Did I say? Yes, I did. Look, just there you are. That thing there has travelled from mainland Europe, from the Netherlands, Holland, all the way across to the United States of America, and it's arrived back again. Brenda's sent it back to Europe, you see. And so I just couldn't help but, say to myself, well, and remind myself the journey that package and its contents had been on. It had travelled to be here, instead of something like, I don't know what, 1,500 miles, it's travelled like, what, 7,000 miles? Just to be, well, here one moment and gone the next, because they're so delicious. So thank you very much for that, Brenda. I will be on the lookout definitely in the future for a stroopwafel when I am either back in the United States of America, or for that matter, I have to look for them over here. I'm sure they sell them somewhere. And of course, our favourite search engine out there will tell us exactly the best place to purchase such an item from. But thanks once again. Lovely and delicious. I recommend them to everyone. It was sweet, but it had like a toffee type of filling. Yeah. Yeah, you just got to try it. And waffle, of course, as well. Excellent stuff. And you can check the ingredients out again if you have a look. Well, actually, I'll show you once again as I'm waffling myself. You can see once again. There you go. That's the ingredients there somewhere. But yeah, very, very, very worth a try. Particularly with a hot cup of cocoa or coffee. Go well with your tea as well, I suppose. Yeah, definitely a cup of coffee it would go well with. Very nice. Good stuff. JJ might have had the. Yes, well, I don't know yet. Maybe we'll just go. Mom, nom, 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 nom. So, Brenda, ha, ha. Yeah, you shared. Oh, yes. Thank you. Yes, good. The package has been around the world. You laugh at it, but so was the contents. I mean, no longer. I have to say the contents finally, one way or the other, has landed in the UK. For now, to the best of my knowledge, and we'll leave that part of the conversation right there. And thank you. Yes, 11 carbs. Is that what you saw? Is that what you were checking out? Do you think 11 carbs? I'll have to double check. Anyway, Thank you once again. Right, talking of all things being shipped out, of course, if you want to win one of these, Mary's going to take me now from being under the pillow and shove me under the floorboards, I think, after I say that this is still on offer. It's a headphone splitter. You can just about make out inside that ice popsicle lollipop looking thing. Has two holes there where you put your headphones in, and then the plug is there underneath the what looks like the stick of the ice popsicle thing. Yeah, there's another one similar. We know that if we're watching regularly, there are two holes there on the cactus. You can just see on the arms of the cactus, and again, just there inside that pot, which is made of rubber, along with the whole thing really, and the other one as well. They're rubberized on the outside. They can be used so that two people can listen to the same digital device using two sets of earphones. All you got to do is answer the question, and Mary, you can switch off now for the next 30 seconds. An example to the question that you need to answer would be, if I asked you, what do you call a man who you see in front of you on one knee? And the answer would be kneel. Yeah? Okay, you see? Good. And so the question I'm asking is, if you tell someone something and you want them to keep it a secret or confidential, so they tell nobody else, what would you expect their name to be ideally? It's a female name, and we'll leave it there. If you want to be a winner, I want the answer, please send to me on Twitter. That's @MartinShine on Twitter. So you head over to Twitter, you send me your answer, what you think the answer is, and if you're right, you're going to... well, direct message me the answer, by the way. That's how you do that, and send it on Twitter. And if you're correct, you might be a winner. So there you go. What can I say other than good luck? And you might be that winner. We've been on this for a little while now, haven't we, people? Just a little while. But yeah, it keeps going until we find a winner. And someone does need to win this, Brenda. Absolutely. Could be you. Who knows? But again, just make sure you're following me on Twitter. Got to follow me as well as direct message me the answer. And good luck to everyone there. Right. Everyone's gone very quiet now. Quieter than as in not asking as many questions. Just listening. I know that's fine. That's fine. But it would be good if you could start, just giving us. When I say something to go on, I don't mean the toilet. Yes, one of those here already, but yes, in general, tell us what's going on with you. Ask any questions and let us know what you're up to as well. That's what it's all about here. Otherwise, you might as well be listening to your regular radio or television, as I often say to people. Still thinking. I think you mean as in the answer to the competition. A lot of people are still thinking, and that's good. But what would be even better is if we had someone as a winner here. Right. Just double checking the other platforms. Certainly YouTube is still working. That's good. And we're already on Wednesday, hump day for quite a few people. Hopefully you've had a good hump day. The 30th of October 2019. And of course, well, very shortly here in 18 minutes, it will be the final day of the month. And a lot of people will be, well, out there with their trick-or-treating and flying around apparently on broomsticks, so I'm told, if not a vacuum cleaner in 2019, and anything is possible. I bought a phone. You did? And really? Wow, you're ahead of me now on the technology when it comes to cell phones and mobile phones. Good stuff. And you haven't got your home button on. It's just a screen. Yeah, amazing. Year by year, just gradually, everything's disappearing from your phone now. First it was the headphone socket for Apple products, and now it's the home button. Next, what's going to happen next when you buy a cell phone iPhone and you upgrade in 2 or 3 years' time? Probably the screen will no longer be there. It will just be transmitting directly to your brain or something. Crazy stuff. I am repairing a Dell motherboard. Adam would be proud. Oh, for those that aren't aware, Adam is the man that I work with often at his business, On Call Media. He runs it as it's a computer shop for repairs and sales and ongoing maintenance as well. You know, when I say ongoing maintenance, things that, well, certainly, for example, people that maybe have a website and monthly they need to renew their web hosting. yearly, I guess, really, for a lot of people, because if you have a website, you're not going to sort of just want it month to month. You want to want it, well, forever, really, at the moment. One would have thought if it's for a business, you've got no plans of going out of business anytime soon, unless you're heading very fast towards retirement. So yeah, you can have your web hosting on a monthly or an annual contract. And of course, if any hiccups happen with that technology, which it happens with everything from time to time, Adam's your man who will make sure that, well, any interruptions in the service with your website, for example, that's minimized. If you have a problem with your computer, the downtime and the repair time is as quick as possible. All that stuff. Check out oncallmedia.co.uk. Adam, I'm going to have to start charging you for all this, publicity and additional, publicity. Is it marketing? I'm not sure. Someone told me and continues to tell me, no, you can't do marketing like that. And shove it down people's throats. I think that's where video comes in, you see. That's a whole other conversation, but that's where video is ideal for ensuring that your customers get to know you and your business. They can trust you, your products. They can see your products before they buy and say, hey, I like that. And, yeah, well, let's not go off a tangent there with that, because I have told Adam that it's my view he should be doing more of it, because, well, the business is so good at what it offers. And a large part of that obviously is because he is the man behind it all. So he should be letting people out there know what they're missing if they're not already aware of the services and products that are offered at oncallmedia.co.uk. There you go. Right. Thank you. iPhone is certainly different than well, of course it is. Of course it is. For a start, it's an iPhone, not an Android, as in the name. But no, it absolutely is different. And you should enjoy it. And yeah. Don't forget one thing that springs to mind that you have with your iPhone that you don't have with your Android is you have iMessage. But of course, I know you have WhatsApp for anyone that has Android or another platform. But iMessage is great because you can send each other messages, and if you're in a Wi-Fi zone, then, or on your 3, 4 or soon 5G signal, then when you send a message, it doesn't just get sent as an SMS text message across the telephone network. It will be sent via the internet signal instead. And that's great, particularly when you're not in a 3G, 4G, 5G signal area and it's poor. Yeah. And as I say, you can do that with WhatsApp, but very convenient is iMessage. What are we saying here? It's familiar though, since I've had the broadcasting. Okay, well, let's see how it goes. Do report back, Brenda, as and when you've had the, well, device under some sort of testing, soak testing, and you've been using it for a while. Wow. Thought I had a phone call coming in then just for a moment. I'm like, seriously, this late at 40 minutes to midnight? Really? Actually, I had a call earlier on, just before I went live, and that was from a friend in the United States of America. So, yeah. But people generally know sort of what the time difference is. Speaking of which, of course, recently, the clocks changed here on the time zone in the United Kingdom of Great Britain, Northern Ireland, and Europe. So now we... well, sent the clocks spinning 60 seconds and a little bit more. Well, it was 60 times 60 seconds. What would that have been? 3,600 seconds backwards. Yeah, an hour back because it's fall, autumn. And so now definitely the days are shorter, and at least, well, the daylight is being lost much earlier now. And it certainly seems like winter's on its way with the temperatures we've been having. What's it been like where you are, Mary? The temperatures where I've been, well, they are definitely plummeting fast, and in the last 3 or 4, 5 days, it feels like more like December than it has been October. How are you doing? Getting plenty of... No, not enough rest. Any rest that is owed to me, so to speak, will certainly be available to take, I think, in about a couple of weeks, I think. Yeah, exciting times in a couple of weeks for those of you out there who want the big reveal. Yeah. Now, before, let me try to clarify that. Yes, I'm talking as in audio rather than visually. I hasten to add, yes. Okay, the big reveal regarding the multiple topics that we want to be talking about in the very near future. And if you haven't guessed already, Mary of London, if she hasn't fallen asleep already, we're certainly talking about all things social services. Yeah. Because I've got to tell you, there's a lot of arseholes at work in those sort of, professional roles. And, we often hear that sort of comment from people, when chat takes place on the radio, and they're, as I say, sort of picking up on that from time to time. And I think really the way the conversation's going to go, certainly from my perspective, and as I was just going to say, the fact is it's not just a topic I'm picking out the air, but when you have you have the evidence and the experience firsthand, then I think you're perfectly entitled to give your view and share with people just, how you've been made to feel, how people have been negligent, remiss, potentially breaking the law. And these are people in professional positions. And sadly, when you're inundated trying to be a responsible mortal and working with such people, often you don't in the moment have an opportunity to, hang them and have someone else sort of take their position instead and replace them. And that usually takes time, and unfortunately that can't happen often until after the experience that you've been through, despite bringing that to the attention of more senior management and individuals. The worst thing, as I say, is when someone's in a trusted position of power, authority, and it's abused. And as I say, sometimes it's hard enough just dealing with the situation in that moment without having all the additional concerns, and it's a juggling act then on how to deal with everything at the same time. And often you can't do that. I would suggest that the average person would have a meltdown, as I've often heard in the past from over the years listening to, particularly to talk-based radio. Sad that you have to keep dealing with that crap, says Brett. Oh yeah. It's you know what? I think that's their family name. I think you're right, Brenda. But again, I'm glad that you picked up on it to make me realise that it's not necessarily just me wanting to sort of express myself in a negative way and in that way. Don't get sick, says Brenda. Can't wait. Yes, no, definitely not. But, and then of course, at the same time, while you're dealing with the professionals, you have other people sort of around you as well, causing immense grief, not necessarily giving you the same feedback from one day to the next, sometimes opposing you, but then less than 24 hours later suggesting that no, they agree with you, and then maybe 12 hours later or something between then and 24 hours later, no, actually I don't agree with you. It can make this situation more than difficult, almost impossible. And the problem is, I suppose, when you're also dealing with a situation that ultimately is to benefit someone else in the long term, and make sure, you have their welfare and concerns prioritised. That's hard enough in itself without having, again, I go back to the professionals, nasty people, very nasty people who are prejudiced, and they would never see it that way, because they choose not to see a situation can be viewed from multiple angles. And depending on your circumstances and which angle you're looking from, their view can be a benefit or an impedance, actually. I use that word. That's very polite, actually. So there we go. CRAP says, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but never mind. We will get to the bottom of this one way or the other, and it will be very soon now. Because, as I say, time flies, and before we know it, it'll be the new year as well. Oh, that's scary. That's very scary. Anyway, I'll leave that topic there for the moment. But yeah, all I'll say is 11, as you know, is the number that we associate with our bubble that is our community here. And I would suggest to you that imminently the 11th month is upon us, and that's going to be very, very interesting times. So I thank you for listening, for being there, for your support. Those of you out there, some of you, a handful of you, certainly have been supporting and sending me messages in various ways asking, is everything okay? Where have you been? You don't seem like things are as they usually are, regularly are. Is there anything of concern? There has been. Oh yeah, there definitely has been. I mean, again, the final point I will make when it comes to, what did I mention before? Oh, that's right. Tower Hamlets Borough Council Social Services in London. Yes, them specifically. You know, when staff think they're doing a professional job and the right thing, when they purposely, well, they realise actually sometimes they're not doing the ideal thing, but they try to corroborate and connive and contrive together a cover up, you know, which often has to be exposed by NBC or the BBC, you know, with covert filming or recording or, well, that sort of stuff, talking to sort of people who are whistleblowers. Oh, did I mention that word? Oh yeah, I have to say that's going to be an exciting moment actually on the 11th of November. Did I say that? Good. It's amazing what tiredness can do to you. I can tell you at 5 minutes to midnight on Wednesday, the 30th of October, 2019. But yeah, absolutely. I mean, after all, you can't have a court case take place when you know that potentially a misjustice is about to take place and someone is actually committing either perjury, perish the thought, or, as I say, well, you know, it's perverting the course of justice in some cases. And I don't think that that is something that's ethical or should be ever entertained, particularly, well, when you know in advance that something's questionable. I think it needs to be looked into first. I've given the analogy before in the past with things like this, where if somewhere it's on fire and you know you're not too comfortable with the situation and you're sitting there all around a table but you can see the place is on fire and you're thirsty, yeah, and someone's just been boiling the kettle or making you some juice next door, you don't say to everyone, you know, we're really thirsty, so could we let's have the drink, as we'll deal with the fire and the situation later. Usually, although you had planned to have a drink and a chat, you'd usually sort of just put that on hold while you deal with the more immediate situation that wasn't planned and just happened for whatever reason, the fire. You generally try to extinguish the fire or even exit the building until the fire's put out before you reconvene and then continue as you intended to, which is have your cup of coffee and your juice and your drink and your chit chat around the table. But again, something similar also happened recently where it was implied to me that I was wrong for, well, trying to ensure that things proceeded in the way I just explained, i.e. fire taking place. But no, we'll just continue with the fire there to have our drink and then we can deal with the fire later on. Lovely. You'll all understand exactly. Oh, that reminds me actually, I think you'll actually be able to hear yourselves what I'm referring to in the not too distant future. So yeah, you are doing great, holding it all together. Oh, well, you have to. Oh, definitely. Absolutely have to, because at the end of the day, as I say, a lot of people, they're too proud and they, you know, no one's infallible, but, you know, the police, the firefighters at the moment, there's a case going on in London. You'll be aware possibly around the world, wherever you are, of Grenfell Tower, which many months ago, it's years now, a couple of years or so, it was on fire, a bit like the Tower Inferno, worse than that film of the 1970s. And at the time, the firefighters told residents that the policy was, you know, when they were ringing the emergency number on their telephones from their block that was alight and engulfed in flames, they were being told to stay where they are in their apartment and someone will come and rescue them. And in hindsight, it's been discussed and the trial is taking place at the moment where I say that it's what's the word? An investigation. I'm thinking of the right word here. What's it called? Read the news and see politics be a Donald Trump. Patrick Cheng. Read the news and sell politics. Hello, Patrick Cheng. Thank you for joining us live and direct on Facebook. At least we know our Facebook chat is working. But yes, yes. I think you might have a point there, actually. I'm just wondering, maybe you just want to clarify that statement there, Mr. Cheng. And thank you again for being there. Very valued. And yes. Oh, we've got plenty of catching up to do as the Central Time Zone in the United States of America and the Greenwich Meridian Time Zone here in England. Definitely a lot of catching up to do in the not too distant future. But yes, as I was saying, the investigation has been taking place with that Grenfell Tower fire, and it's being discovered now that actually the firefighters, their policy, if it hadn't have been telling people to stay where they were, many more lives could have been saved, it is believed, and therefore they shouldn't have been telling people at the time to stay where they are. But the firefighters themselves were just doing their jobs and going by the rule book. But of course, it's the people at the top of the chain there in command that now are being berated, and it's suggested that at the time their advice and their regulations and procedures should never have been that way. So that's what I'm talking about. Ironically, although I gave the analogy of a fire earlier on and having cocoa and hot chocolate around a table and in a meeting room. Yes, we're back literally to the example of a fire which was taking place, and in the moment they couldn't change the rules. The event had to be dealt with the old rules, which were the current rules at that moment in time, and subsequently the investigation is now taking place, and the inquiry, that's the word I was thinking of earlier on. It's a very huge public inquiry into what went on. And so, yeah, hopefully, as the politicians often say, something I really, dare I say it, lessons will be learned. Yeah, the trouble, that's great. That's a great phrase, but it was so overused about a decade ago. On and on and on. Hopefully, we always hope lessons will be learned, but are they ever? I mean, look, what a crappy mess, to use Brenda's terminology, the world is still in after 2 world wars, almost 3, I think, possibly, at various times. So there we go. What's going on here? What's going on? And Molly 11. Hello, Molly 11. Good number. Look at that. It's not just Molly 11. It's MO11Y 11, I suppose. So I didn't even need to be in 11 there, really. Potentially. Right. I didn't expect to waffle on for a whole day, but I have done. There was no agenda here, but for some reason the chat went on to that. I suppose it's obviously on my mind. It will be for the next, 12 days at least, before things really get interesting. And in total, as I say, about another 3 weeks to get through the aggravation caused by the professionals at Tower Hamlets Borough Council Social Services. Yeah, it's all right. I know, some people do a wonderful job, but it's just certain individuals who, again, they abuse their position because they're trusted. It's a bit like, as I said, the police, they're trusted, but a lot of backhanded stuff does go on everywhere, anywhere. Not so much, say, in the UK as it might do in, for example, I don't know, Mongolia, who knows? But the point is, it's a bit like a few years ago, the politicians in Westminster in London, suddenly, shock horror, it turns out that they were fiddling their expenses and their paycheck at the end of the day. And it's amazing how many people didn't go to jail because of that. Yeah, know what I'm saying? And it's a bit like trying to leave Europe at the moment. Heck, are we ever going to leave Europe? The United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland? Who knows? But it's a bit like that, where because it didn't suit the government about 10 days ago, they started changing the law as the procedures were taking place and everything was in progress and being processed. So if only we could all do that, change the rules at that moment. It'd be fantabulous, wouldn't it? Particularly if you could change the lotto numbers as they were drawn. You know, oh, hang on, oh, F, fudge, that's the word I was looking for. Oh, look at that. Oh, no, hang on a minute, you've just pulled out the number 13. That's right, excuse me, it's supposed to be the number 11. F's sake, come on, man, put that back. Let's try it. What do you mean you tried it twice and now it's the number 15? Again, please, it should be the number 11. You know, if we could all keep changing the rules, yeah, wouldn't life be so easy? Just saying. Anyway, we might not be able to change the world, but certainly we can highlight what we consider to be a concern and let others who are truly in an impartial sort of situation make a judgment. Right. You need to drink a bit more until then. We like you waffling. What was the thing about the 39 bodies that... Oh, and that, good point. Yes, well, very briefly, just thank you for changing the subject. Somebody needed to. And by the way, I have been waffling since yesterday. Can't believe it. Waffling a whole day. It's now 4 minutes past midnight, local time, Thursday, the 31st of October, 2019. It is officially Halloween. Oh, yeah. Here in England. But yes, there was 39 bodies found in a truck here in the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland, because they were all from somewhere over in the Far East, China, roughly in that area, I believe. And, well, they were trying to start a new life, effectively, here in the UK, but that wasn't to be, because by the time they arrived here, they were found deceased. All 39 of them in the back of a large truck. The driver's been charged with 39 accounts of manslaughter, I believe, and the authorities are looking for someone else in, I think it is Northern Ireland, actually, part of the the United Kingdom. Goodness me, not part of Great Britain. Yeah, for those that are in the know, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Where are we now? What's going on? What? Good word. Waffling makes me laugh. Laugh? Goodness me, there'll be some people who will be more likely shitting themselves, possibly, by the time this information has been exposed and their obnoxious and unprofessional and prejudiced and racist behaviour has been revealed. Just say. But anyhow, right, it was terrible. It was 39 people, indeed. And isn't that interesting? 39, normally a number that we consider to be a decent one. It's a good number, 39, but sadly on that occasion, not so. Right, everyone, listen, I'm out of here. Because I need to be, because I've got some travelling to do to London tomorrow. Yeah. Did you see what I did? Does anyone want to pick up on the mistake that's been made here in the last few seconds? Or should I just correct myself? Maybe I should have just not said anything, you know. But it's late, early, whichever way you want to look at it. 6 minutes past midnight, local time. I think reasonably I can be excused for making a few slip-ups as the one I just did. Hopefully someone's going to tell us now. What was it? Come on, in the next 11 seconds, we've got to have comments. New York City Arky, thanks for joining. Out of here soon, but thank you very much. Glad you're here. Thank you for that. That's exactly right, Brenda. Yes. Yeah, yes. I said I was travelling tomorrow, but of course it's after midnight. So in around about 8 hours' time, I start the journey to London once again, as I have been travelling there many times over the last, well, goodness me, it's over a year now. And while we love travelling, this is something that I am not doing by choice. Certainly not tomorrow. It's something that, sadly, the professionals that are, well, being wholly inappropriate a lot of the time at the moment and unprofessional. Oh, did I mention prejudice and racist, and also, yeah, well, you know, just sort of, just being, I would use the word demanding, certainly there have been, but I think also, well, obnoxious is a good one, and they basically really push you to the limits, and then of course they pretend that they haven't, and it's only reasonable that they do so, putting up hurdles, all the way. But yes, it's these people that make you have to endure such tasks, should we say? And yeah, I'll leave it, because otherwise we'll be here another hour. Stupid as well. It is actually, because they made a big mess up on one particular day, and that was back around Easter time, something like that, 2019, because of a reason that I'm going to explain to you guys and girls in the not too distant future. Yes, and thank you for the continued hearts on Periscope. It is, by the time we finish and the titles roll, it will be 11 minutes past midnight here in England on the 31st of October 2019, Halloween. Have yourself a great Halloween, whatever you're up to. I'll say that again later on today when we broadcast again. Not too sure when. Hopefully it will be 11:11 p.m. Not sure, as I say, but you'll have to, follow on Periscope and Twitter. Find out when you receive a notification. It will say Martin Shine is now live. Words to that effect. And I will be. So excellent stuff. It looks like the chat on YouTube and Facebook stopped a little while ago. But that's, by the way, guys and girls, if you're watching this on a platform and you're saying, what's he talking about with Brenda and Jeff and Paddy in Wisconsin and everyone else, such as New York Arky, happy Halloween, boo-hoo, says Brenda. But if you're wondering where all that is, well, it's not there because there's a slight technical glitch over here at the moment on the visual chat. Head over to Periscope. That's periscope.tv/Martin Shine. And you'll see exactly what I was talking about over there. And yeah, see for yourself. Right, everybody, in the meantime, it just remains for me to say thank you for watching. Thanks for being there as always. And it is almost, I'm going to wait those few seconds, but it's almost, and it will be any moment, the moment that I said it would be. Yes, it's late now, as you can hear. So until next time, everyone, I leave you with the titles at 11 minutes past midnight here in England. I'll chat soon. Enjoy yourselves, stay positive, stay productive, and have some good rest as well when that time comes. Thanks a lot. Speak with you soon. Bye-bye for now.